What does Chris Metzen's return mean for World of Warcraft? Retail revamp? I actually don't think they're going to do a retail revamp. I don't think they should. Retail has its audience of furry, femboy, scaly simps. Let them have their fun.
For the longest time, I, like many other WoW players, have taken a very dismal view of Blizzard and their direction, not just for World of Warcraft, but for all of their IPs. It's difficult to say just how long this has gone on for, and some people will obviously point to the dreaded Activision merger all the way back in 2008 as the big...
This did come out like 2 years later.
beginning of Blizzard's slow and steady decline. Whatever your own take on the situation may be, I can safely say that few players have a great deal of faith in Blizzard as a company these days. Greedy corporate decision making, numerous substandard, unimpressive game releases, not to mention a whole host of scandals and PR blunders, have reduced...
Nobody really cares about the scandals. People really care about the games. This would never be a problem if Overwatch 2 was had PvE, right? Like, imagine if instead of us watching that video for Cyberpunk, that was the new gameplay for Genji. And it was like, you know, that was between like Genji, Reinhardt, and Ashe. I think people would be pretty much okay with Blizzard.
The reputation of what was once considered a shining light of game development companies to a mere shadow of its former glory. Over the past few years, whenever I've grown excited about the future of World of Warcraft, whenever something has been teased or player speculation has built up hype, it's always been tempered by the reminder that this modern Blizzard never fails to disappoint its players, and that getting your...
Does Blizzard had... I think that Blizzard has made primarily W decisions with Wrath. I will say that. I think that they have, primarily. They've made a few mistakes. The biggest one, obviously, is the WoW token. But other, like, for example, like the way they handled Ulduar, I think was very smart. And, you know, like, they've made some good decisions, but... Well, I guess we're going to see that in a couple of days, because we've got the Diablo 4 video tomorrow, right?
Your hopes up is just a pointless exercise. But that was before the recent announcement of Chris Metzen's return to the company. And now I genuinely believe that something big is coming for Warcraft, whatever it may be. Now let's be clear, Metzen was only gone from Blizzard for a fairly short time, retiring in 2016 before returning part-time as an advisor to the company in late 2022. But the role he's returning in now, Executive Creative Director for the Warcraft universe,
well, the reason why they're bringing Chris Metzen back is because the game is probably tanking in subscribers. People aren't as interested in it anymore. Here's a fun fact. BlizzCon still isn't sold out. That's like a numerical reason, or a numerical, like, frame of reference that, you know, things aren't really going that way. You don't know that? I mean, do you think it actually is sold out and they're telling you it's not? Like, what do you go to the store? Correlation does not equal causation. You're right. Correlation does not equal causation. But man, there sure is a lot of correlation.
Much more substantial. The title implies that Metzen will have oversight for all developments, not just on World of Warcraft, but on any other project Blizzard develops in the Warcraft universe going forward. And this is important because of who Chris Metzen actually is.
And also, I want to keep in mind that, like, correlation does not mean causation. You don't state that with a period. You state that with, and this is why the correlation is happening instead.
Metzen could be described as the heart of early Warcraft, and also its public face, being one of the most easily recognizable and charismatic developers associated with the franchise, and having been a part of that franchise since its birth. He began his career at Blizzard as a concept artist on the original Warcraft game, and to this day, Metzen's artwork exudes that unique Warcraft style.
How many times have I shown this?
With comic book style
How many
aesthetics.
fucking times?
When you see this concept work, you understand just how much of an impact Chris Metzen
The
had
raw
on the artistic
masculinity.
direction of Warcraft.
Conan the
In
Barbarian.
2002, Metzen became the creative director for Warcraft 3, Reign of Chaos.
Which I thought Reign of Chaos was amazing. It's absolutely fucking phenomenal. And Frozen Throne, I think, was just as good or even better.
At this point that I think the Warcraft legend truly began.
Yeah.
I cannot stress the impact that Warcraft 3 had on the development of this franchise.
Imagine seeing this in like 1999. Like the only thing that was better than this at the current time was Lord of the Rings.
Transforming it from a
Which, by the way, is still
fantasy
amazing.
RTS series into a truly unique mythos with a distinctive, vibrant art style, a cast of memorable, varied characters, and a nuanced blend of RTS and RPG features which would lay the groundwork for the World of Warcraft that would follow.
Yep.
On a personal note, I instantly fell in love with the portrayal of the Horde.
Yeah, bro, the Horde, bro, me and Zach, we rolled on Thrall server because Thrall used to be a fucking G. Like, Thrall was like, yeah, bro, like, so basically I'm gonna get all the boys together and we're just gonna take this shit over. And, like, he ruled with honor and justice. And then he had Cairn Bloodhoof, who was the same fucking thing, man. Like, Cairn was a fucking G as well. That was the original real war chief.
Horde in particular in Warcraft 3. The tired trope.
Like, think of all of the. It's again like that video I showed you, the outlaw Josie Wales. That's what Thrall used to be, man. It used to be that vibe. It used to be peace, yes, but peace through strength. Not peace through having a crying session about how our dad treated us.
And beast races being evil or just plain stupid was flipped on its head, and they were presented instead as heroic, noble savages with high ideals of honor, brotherhood, and self-sacrifice.
And they weren't even savages. That's the thing. Like, they weren't at all. Like, yeah, they lived a nomadic, tribal lifestyle, but they weren't savages at all. Bro, the Horde were awesome. What the fuck are you talking about? In a lot of ways, they had better tech than the Alliance. Look at the goblin shit they had.
This development of the Horde and its races is one of the most unique aspects of the Warcraft franchise for me, combining medieval fantasy themes with tribal cultures from across the world, especially Native American elements.
Yeah, like with the
very world of Azeroth also reflects this blend of aesthetics. Zones like Elwyn Forest and the Plaguelands are reminiscent of medieval Europe, whilst the Barrens and Mulgore feel transported into Azeroth straight from the North American Great Plains.
Fuck yeah.
If you know me by now, then you know I could go on and on about the visual and narrative joys of old Warcraft.
Oh, they're so good.
The point I'm making is that pretty much everything I've just gushed about was due to the artistic influence of Chris Metzen.
Yep.
He was, as this Blizzard announcement states, instrumental in developing the foundation of the Warcraft universe, and his return to the company in a full-time capacity as the executive creative director of that universe means something. But what exactly? What is it that
Because you gotta remember, like, we still had badass scenes, even in, like Legion and shit. Right? In WoD, there were a lot of really badass scenes. Like, the Garrosh and Thrall scene was fucking awesome. Like, we had many of them. Like, whenever, what was his name? Gunnar or whatever? Fucking, like, fought off everybody in the Frostwolf Valley. That was cool, too. Blackhand? Yeah. And then, bro, like, Illidan was fucking insane. Like, Illidan was the biggest fucking pimp that they had made, like, pretty much ever. Like, this dude was originally fucking Sargeras. Like, the incarnate of Sargeras comes out. This guy is the last boss. Illidan picks him up by the head, disenchants him. Fucking says, let's go straight to the fucking Legion. And then he ends the expansion squaring off with a literal fucking god. It was insane.
And has returned to work on. That's
after disenchanting another god.
What are Chris and the team going to share with us at BlizzCon?
Since fucking
what will it mean
nuts.
For the future of Warcraft?
And then, oh, by the way, keep in mind, you might not know this because the story never tells you this, but Malfurion is as powerful or more powerful than Illidan is. Did you guys know that? Because I didn't. If I ever played WoW, yeah, I only knew that from Warcraft 3. Yeah. Much more powerful. Yes. He's OP as fuck, yeah. But in WoW, he's sleeping. Yeah, he's just sleeping. That's how it is.
Well, if you ask me, this is going to be one of those pivotal moments with Blizzard, which could either turn into a classic announcement level victory, or a do you guys not have phones level debacle. Because you can't simply announce the return of the Warcraft guy, tease his involvement in, quote, shaping what's to come, and, quote, crafting the next generation of adventures, and make it clear that you intend to share what the team are
Well, it's very obvious that Blizzard doesn't know where the Warcraft narrative is going. I think we all know that. I think Blizzard knows that. Like, they have no idea what they're doing.
On at BlizzCon only to deliver a disappointment. Blizzard have to either come out with something big at BlizzCon this year, or face alienating their player base even more than they already have done in the recent past. So what
Yeah, this is gonna be the last time, the last chance, guys, for sure.
could it be? I think that the announcement itself contains a few hints at what might be going on behind the scenes. Let's work our way through it. Firstly, the announcement states that Metzen's current focus is on supporting the WoW leadership in crafting the next generation of adventures. Note that World of Warcraft is specifically mentioned here, so this is confirmation that Metzen has been working on WoW in some capacity.
Yeah, my opinion on this is that I think that the future of WoW is classic. I think retail it's got too many bells and whistles, man. There's just too much. I think they have to redo it. Straight up, retail is overcooked. It is. Yeah, remake the game in classic.
Choice of words in crafting the next generation of adventures is very interesting also. It can be interpreted in so many different ways. A new generation implies change and evolution rather than just the continuation of the game. I think the likeliest possibility here is that Metzen has been working with the WoW dev team on the next expansion for retail WoW, and this would...
I mean, like, yeah, it'd be nice, but like, I'd be happy, right, if it was like that vibe. Yeah, sure, that'd be great. I mean, fuck, I'll play that. Yeah, for sure. But like, what's really gonna get me to think about this while I'm at the drive-thru for Taco Bell? Classic Plus. That's what'll get me to think about it.
Makes sense, as if we follow the historical
and that's
trend,
the vibe, right?
we can expect the announcement of the next expansion at this year's BlizzCon. In some ways, this would be a little bit of a letdown for me, considering that, as I've just said, everyone is expecting that announcement anyway. It would hardly be something new and unique to get...
Yeah. I mean, like, we're already gonna get... Like, we're gonna get the new retail WoW expansion announcement this BlizzCon for fucking sure.
Another retail WoW expansion. But what if this one actually is unique? What if the next adventure in the story of World of Warcraft is something bold and revolutionary and worthy of the term next generation? Now, there's been a lot of speculation over the last few months on the concept of a world revamp for Azeroth. Could this be what is being teased here with this talk of the next generation? A next generation for the world...
Let's do another cataclysm. That's going to solve it. Yeah, sure, they should have. Sure, but like, that's really not going to solve the internal problem. It's not going to really solve it. They had the chance for the reset with the jailer, they didn't take it.
Which the game takes place, perhaps. I obviously don't know, but I think it's a compelling possibility. I wouldn't be surprised if there are several voices within the WoW dev team who are calling for some sort of revamp, allowing them to simplify overly complicated aspects of the game which have built up over the years.
Nah, bro, like, that's not the problem. The problem is that the game is overly complicated because it's been over the years. It's been 15 years, man. Like, how the fuck, like, there's like so many mounts in the game. Like, you see a new mount in the game, it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't matter. Like, back in the day, you would see mounts out there, and this is true even in Burning Crusade Classic. Like, you would see somebody on like a fucking on like a nether drake, and it was like, oh my god, he's got a fucking nether drake. And you would see somebody on like Ashes of Alar, you'd be like, oh my god, it's right there in front of me. It was insane. Now it's just like it's like the spectacle creep. has just gotten so high. And I think that the pinnacle was Legion. Because Legion, it was really fucking cool, right? To see everybody in that Legion pre-expansion event riding on their mount that they've obtained over the last 10 years. It's like the end of like a movie series, right? Where like everybody has, or like an anime where like everybody has like their sacred weapon and their special spells, and they're going into like the last fight in the Avengers Endgame or something like that. Oh, it's fucking badass, right? But like, then what happens after Endgame, right? That's the problem.
Consolidate any obsolete features and deal with the perceived issues that retail faces at this time. Making those kinds of bold changes, a true revamp, would be possible in an expansion, and it would breathe fresh life into the game. And it's the sort of thing that would warrant the full-time involvement of someone as significant as Chris Metzen to ensure that the team get it right. There's obviously also the potential that by next generation of adventures, this announcement...
I mean, yeah, they just announced, listen, everybody on the team really likes Elden Ring, so we're just going to make an Elden Ring MMO in open world Azeroth. It's actually just the classic version of the game. And yeah, it's going to come out next year. And then there we go. All right, you know what? Blizzard is actually a really great company. I like them a lot. Yeah. And yeah, for sure, that's what's going to happen, guys. 100%.
Hinting at a new World of Warcraft game. The WoW 2 that people have speculated about and salivated over for more than a decade. Honestly, as tantalizing as this might be, I think it's very unlikely that we'll ever see a WoW 2, let alone have it announced this year. I might be wrong, but...
In terms of next-gen Warcraft IP, I think the survival game that Blizzard is making is going to inform how they're going to take Warcraft into the next generation. I think that based off of their success or lack of success of that, that will probably determine how they do it.
I don't think Blizzard has any interest in taking such a huge gamble and investing so much of their resources into what would be a massive project,
so good. I remember
far
watching
bigger
this.
than Diablo 4 or Overwatch or anything else we've had from them in recent years. If you look into the development history of Blizzard projects over the last decade or so, you will find numerous cancelled projects which were big and bold in scope. WoW 2...
Well, I mean, I think, yes, obviously they were big and bold in scope, but like, for example, Titan was turned into Overwatch. And I think Overwatch 2 was supposed to be... Dude, Tom Keck is such a legend. Overwatch 2 was supposed to be them fully realizing the goals that they had with Titan, but they still fucked it up.
Would be the biggest of them all, and I just don't see that happening. Finally, it wouldn't be a Vulgrin video if I didn't mention the possibility of Classic Plus.
Yeah.
For years now, ever since Classic
Dude, wasn't that so crazy? S-Fan, me, like everybody. Let's see, I'm trying to see if there's any other names that we recognize here.
I've dreamed of a day when we would get the announcement.
Whoa. No. I want to see if there's any other names I recognize. Oh my god. Sakar? Oh shit, you know who that is? That's Caden. He's one of the he used to work on WoW, and now he's what do you call it? He works at Riot. We actually saw Caden. There's Loy. Yeah. This is from like 5 years ago. What the fuck? You look younger now? Oh, do I?
When we would get the announcement of additional original content for vanilla, and always I thought that day would never come, but maybe, just maybe, this time it's different. The term next generation could refer to the development of Classic Plus, taking World of Warcraft in a different direction.
That's what I really hope
after the end of vanilla,
because like this stuff was just really fun, man. This was amazing.
Sounds far-fetched, but so did the idea of official Classic servers until they were announced.
Yep.
And guess where that announcement took place? BlizzCon. Who better to help shape and direct that vision of a new Classic?
Yeah, if anybody is going to announce Classic Plus, it's going to be Chris Metzen, right? Like, let's be honest.
World of Warcraft than the very man who was at the heart of Warcraft's original development in the first place. You can make a strong argument for Chris Metzen's return being intended to bring that old school influence into the development of Classic Plus, something I consider fairly essential to crafting content for a nearly 20-year-old game. And perhaps this is what the announcement is.
Well, that's where the heart and soul of the game is. The heart and soul of the game is not in retail, it's in Classic. It's in old original Azeroth. The original trilogy. Classic, Burning Crusade, and Wrath of the Lich King. Wrath of the Lich King for the narrative, Burning Crusade for the raiding, and Classic for the world.
When it makes such a big deal of Metzen's pivotal role in the development of the foundation of the Warcraft universe all the way back in the 90s. It probably won't surprise anyone to hear that my own personal desire is for this announcement to be about Classic Plus.
Yes, dude. That is what will actually take the game to the next level. That is what will actually retain people and get people excited about WoW again. I can't imagine getting excited about WoW again just for a new retail expansion. Like, I'll enjoy it, sure. But, like, am I going to get, like, excited about it? And you've got to think about, like, you know, how do the Activision executives, how do the, you know, the board of directors of, like, the conglomeration of companies, how is Microsoft going to feel about Blizzard continuously releasing duds and alienating their player base more and more and more? So, yeah, I bet they're looking for a fucking solution. Absolutely.
Ideally building on from the end of Vanilla WoW rather than any of its expansions.
Yeah.
I just think that retail has developed so far down its own particular rabbit hole
it's done.
that it would be very difficult for Blizzard to back up and fix the issues that the modern game has now. It's kind of like when you're playing a game and you forget to save until after you've made some pivotal changes, and the only realistic way of fixing your mistakes is to go back to an earlier save.
Yep.
Creating Classic Plus, for me, gives them that ability to explore new options and go back to their roots, and it would generate far more interest, in my opinion, than the announcement of just yet another expansion for retail WoW.
Yeah.
But that's just my view.
I mean, if they do a retail WoW expansion and it's like a everything squish, then I'll be happy about it and I'll be excited. But again, I want Classic. I want Classic Plus. That's what I want. That's what I think the future of the game is, man. I really think so. They'll 100% screw up Classic Plus, though? Yeah, but who gives a shit? Screwing it up is better than not trying.
And as always, I'd really like to know what you think. What does this announcement mean for World of Warcraft in your opinion? Is it just another attempt to salvage some PR and to bank on the nostalgia of old Blizzard fans? Or is this...
Good! Please capitalize on my nostalgia. Please milk me like a fucking 20-year nostalgia fiend. I want that. Like, that's what I want. Like, what are we talking about? Yes, I want to be pandered to.
The beginning of something new? Are they about to truly reveal the next generation of the Warcraft franchise? Let me know what you think in the comments. I love speculating on the future of the game, and hopefully when it comes to Classic Plus, that speculation may one day be proven right. I hope you enjoyed the video, guys, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. I'm having a really good time with the channel at the moment, and I really do appreciate all the amazing support that I've gotten. Until next time though, take care of yourselves, be well, and I will catch you in the next episode. Bye-bye!
We've got to see, like, I would love to... Like, the thing is that after the announcement of whatever they do at BlizzCon, I would love to be able to interview Chris Metzen and kind of just, like, see... like, kind of like what his perspective on it is. I don't know really how much he'd be able to talk about, though, but that would be fucking insane if I could do that. Oh my god, that would be so good. Yeah. Let's make something new instead of the same boring shit. Classic WoW is so brain dead and mindless. It's fun, but such a waste. I disagree, man. I think that simplicity is what the quality is really at. That's why it's so good, man. Why would you want Classic? What would you want from Classic Plus? I made like a huge list. I could go through all of it again. There's the video right there. Make Metzen lead dev of everything, easy win. Well, I mean, like, listen, I would just like to see the narrative go back to what I grew up playing, you know? Like, that's about all there is to it. Not really, you want Classic Plus, but starting with normal Classic or evolving with Classic Plus right away. I think that what they should do is they should announce Classic Plus and then say we're making new servers for Classic Plus and redo everything from original Classic again, and then the release of that content will be leading up to the release of Classic Plus, right? So like make new servers, redo the AQ event, like add in a few other events, like try to simulate, I don't know, like probably the Corrupted Blood thing would be fucked up, but other things like that. Like that's what, if I was Blizzard, that's what I would want to do. That would be the smart thing to do. You're so high on copium. Classic Plus will never be enough. The only way they could successfully do it is WoW 2, but that would require investing into the game again instead of milking it, so we both know it won't happen. I'm sorry. Well, tell that to OSRS. I think OSRS is doing great, man. So I don't think that's the case at all. I think that Classic WoW has such a unique aesthetic. It has such a massive audience. I think that they could succeed with it. But I also want to say that I think you're right, too. I think that WoW 2, I would love WoW 2. But you know what my concern is with WoW 2? Is it's going to be made by the people that made WoW 1. The people that made Dragonflight are going to make WoW 2. Ooh. You know, like it's a bit of a situation, isn't it? Yeah, wrong. It'll be by Microsoft. Oh, really? Oh, tell that to Halo fans. Yeah, nice try. Nice try. Great opinion. Great opinion. Too bad it sucks. Too bad it's stupid. Don't want to hear about what's wrong with Dragonflight, though. Mythic Plus bosses that are over-designed with 7 different mechanics. Trash packs that have 10 collective mechanics inside of them. All of the meta of playing the game is built around raiding with like 17 different add-ons. Like, I think these are major problems. PvP, where you're fighting an enemy that has 10 different debuffs, 20 different debuffs. This shit's too complex. It is. It's just too complex, man. Yeah, I think that's the problem.